Good morning, I'm KHOU11 meteorologist Chris Ramirez. Here is the latest update on Helene as it is moving towards Florida. It's several miles offshore, but they're already seeing some impacts with the outer bands of the storm as it's already bringing some torrential rain. You're able to see that eye slowly starting to come into view. Winds at 105 miles an hour. It's currently a Category 2 hurricane, and it is expected to strengthen into a Category 3 just prior to landfall as we are expecting that rain to continue for the Florida Panhandle. There's already some tornado warnings with the outer bands of this system as the outer bands of that storm move northward. So they're dealing with some already flooding issues. So things are just going to get worse within the next 12 to 24 hours as the center of that storm is expected to move towards the Florida Big Bend region. So as we look at the latest track of this system, the National Hurricane Center expecting this to strengthen into a Category 3 just prior to landfall. That's going to be between tonight into tomorrow morning. It's going to quickly move into Georgia going into tomorrow morning. It's still expected to bring widespread rain across the southeast, eventually weakening to a depression by Friday evening. But it's the rainfall that's also going to be a factor as far north as northern Georgia. So looking at the storm surge potential, the entire western Florida coast under the gun for storm surge potential, 15 to 20 feet of storm surge in and around the Florida Big Bend region. That's 15 to 20 feet of water inundation. As far south as Tampa, 5 to 8 feet, Fort Myers, 4 to 7 feet. Even in Key West, they're expecting 1 to 3 feet of storm surge as this storm is going to be quickly moving over open water. We are still dealing with some warm environment, especially across the Gulf of Mexico. The wind speeds are also going to be a factor. So as we look at the future track wind, we could see winds gusting up to 86 miles an hour in Cedar Key, Lake City 42 miles an hour. They could potentially deal with Category 1 force winds in southern Georgia as that storm quickly moves up to the north. Augusta expecting to get between 40 to 50 mile an hour winds as this storm continue its track up to the north. Of course, once it comes in contact with land, it is going to significantly weaken, but it's the rainfall that we're looking at. Future tracks still showing that storm to continue its track into the Florida Panhandle, Tallahassee under the gun for a lots of torrential rain, especially for folks out across Georgia, even Atlanta under the gun for a lot of rainfall. We could see up to 8 to 10 inches of rainfall as far north as Asheville, North Carolina. So heavy rain and flooding threat is going to be the case for all across the southeast U.S., but we are expecting mostly quiet conditions here across the Houston area. There is some steering currents that are causing this storm to head into Florida. We just experienced a cold front here in Houston. We have a low pressure system that is currently just to the north of us. That brought some cooler air, cooler and drier conditions, and then you have that Bermuda high over the Atlantic Ocean. So that storm is definitely following that track into Florida, and it looks like much of the Florida Peninsula under the gun of the badder or the worst side of this system. So also looking across the Atlantic, we have another named storm. We have Isaac that's currently just to the east of the Bermuda Islands, and now we have another disturbance that's in the middle of the Atlantic that has a 90% chance of development within the next several days. So tropics are still very active. These two systems really not expecting to pose a threat to the U.S. or southeast Texas, but we are still expecting those conditions to remain mostly a bit quiet for us here. It's just the cooler temperatures that we're going to have to really enjoy as we head into the weekend. So high temps only in the upper 80s from that cold front, getting up to 90 degrees for Saturday. We're going to quickly warm up to warm and mostly enjoyable conditions for the weekend, but mostly sunny skies and not any rain expected for us here across the Houston area.